Hello, hello, hello. Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to you, wherever you are, whatever time it is when you listen to this. Welcome to my channel. All right. So this reading is going to be for the fixed signs. Hey, fixed signs, how y'all doing? Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. I hope you guys are doing okay. I really do. There's been a lot of stuff that's kind of going on. I'm gonna try and get a good amount of info in with this reading for you guys, so I can get to the general reading for today. Okay. All right. So of course, not all readings are gonna resonate with everyone. If it doesn't resonate with you, that's okay. That is okay. That simply means that this reading isn't for you. All right. Okay. And if it don't fit, don't force it. Right. And true enough is Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio. But this is also going to be dealing in regards to uh, how it is your stability and practicality, your stable and practical nature is identified and recognized within the humanitarian perspective as it pertains to you, there being a worldview, and how it affects the culture. That's what this is giving. Okay, I said culture, culture, as in different cultures with people, but what I'm seeing is like the culture with what they call it in a lab when you're testing something. Message. Something else that I was kind of getting from that whole fixers aspect, it'll be uh in regards to change, what it is to be a fixed sign, and how easily, right, uh reactionary signs or cardinal signs and fixed signs have a lot of the same not necessarily perspectives, but they'll have takes on situations that are similar. Okay, now this is what I mean by that. The cardinal sign, right? Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. They will go to the store with $1, get a bag of chips, and within them going to the store, getting a bag of chips, it'll cost. They wouldn't know exactly how much it costs, right? Say for instance, it's back in the day and it's 25 cents, right? That's what it says on the bag. But then there are taxes, right? So with the taxes, that means that it, yeah, this must be talking about some tariffs and shit. But so with the taxes, it will come up to 27 cents. So as a reaction, right? First, initially, the cardinal sign would be, well, on the bag it says 25 cents, and it doesn't say plus tax on the bag. Okay, it's not. Mm, oh snap! I just so basically what this is giving Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and Scorpio is the implied fine print. The implied fine print. Yeah, and a written agreement. Oh, this is going to be interesting, Taurus. And I wanted to say Virgo. So pay attention to some things it is that would have happened to you when you were younger in the whole fine print. And I have the murder of crows out, so you probably want to take care of uh getting an understanding of your spiritual contract and spiritual assignment. Wealthy man, high honor. It's saying wealthy man, but I'm hearing or woman. Okay. And high honor. Mature man, main female. Okay, main female community. The high honor of a mature man and a main female in the community, and they're not being sudden wealth. If you are an alchemist, then it'll be about the incoming sudden wealth. Okay, is there anything else? Yeah, because some of the stuff that is given is that it'll be three people giving you something. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. Courthouse due to some judgments. It is that would have come into play. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my damn. I heard something about reading off the numbers. Um, 13, 25, 5, 2, 39. This isn't intuitive though. This isn't, yeah, this doesn't, what I'm getting from this is that it doesn't require intuition or get to see or to know that the messages will have to change. 7 and 9, right? With these numbers, and if you're big on utilizing the numbers, and what the number of the day is. Do you understand what a number of a day is? Huh, that's interesting. I don't know what that's about. No, I just got a message, y'all. Huh, it says, we've blocked your account. Your photos and videos will be deleted on Sunday, the 18th of January, 2026. Renew your subscription for free now. I don't even know who this is. What I do know is I did just block antivirus thing. Yeah, that I didn't even pay for with Norton in my emails. So there's that portion. The other part of it, right? Yeah, and sure, when a person doesn't go viral, it wouldn't be a person who would be viral, is what I'm getting from that. The other part of it is the 7 and 9, right? Message change. It'll be about the feeling of an ending. I talked about this a lot in my other readings. Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio. It must be a Virgo that's watching. Oh, because Virgo is as a reaction, a fixer. Okay, so let me go ahead and put this out here. I'm gonna tell Virgo like I tell Libra. Okay, love you, boo boo, but I did your reading already. That typically be a problem with collecting all of the information and being what constitutes as project management and all this other stuff, right? If you're not willing to shift your perspective, and I know right now we're in that Taurus Virgo axis, so Virgo, you are definitely going to be under a lot of scrutiny. And when I say Virgo, I'm not only talking about the sign Virgo and the sign Pisces. I'm talking about your spleen. I'm talking about your health. I'm talking about your organizations. I'm talking about who it is you relate to, why it is you relate to. Is that good over time? I'm talking about the lymphatic systems. I'm talking about all that. Okay. Now, if you don't have, or if that piece of information doesn't pertain to you, then in that regard, it doesn't fit, so you don't force it. Okay, that's part one. Part two, Virgo. Why do I feel like saying get you some business to mind? And I say that because in the collection of information, gossip is not a collection of information. Gossip is not a collection of information, being sneaky and all the other stuff. I know this can come into place in a lot of different areas, but I'm telling you this so you can fact check, okay? And it was 9/11 when I said that. So, in short, you need to truly pay attention to your intuition and the way it is that you would have built things up in a state of emergency, right? And how things would go in regards to emergencies. Okay? So it's that part. The other portion, right? Yeah, because this is gonna be about some judgments this thing came into place. In the courthouse with the work of a child. Huh. And the irony that comes into place with, for instance, in Great Fortune, the irony that comes into place with child support over a long period of time. child support. And what does that mean? Okay, let me get these other cards real quick. Okay, one of the things that's kind of coming to me, right? I was this was a while ago. It was back when I was working in the medical field, right? And what took place was there was these two little boys. Now, mind you, I've done this, period, right? This is just a part of who I am, so I really don't want to talk about it, but I have to because it's coming to me. There were two little boys, right? And they were at the Snooks, the grocery store. And within them being at the grocery store, they had fell on hard times, and they were asking people for money so that they could get some food. Well, I was going to the grocery store anyway, so I just told the little boys to walk with me. Okay, and within me telling the boys to walk with me, I took them all through the grocery store, 1111. I took them through the grocery store, and I made sure that they had enough food to last at least for a week till they got home. Come to find out, I wasn't aware of it at the time. I just knew that if my son was out there and had to go through that, I would want somebody to help him. Okay, 1133 with me saying that. Part one, part two. Come to find out, the little boys were a childhood connection, not a spiritual connection. There's a difference between a spiritual connection and a childhood connection. But they were a childhood connection, and it was their children. So pay attention to that aspect, all right? So it's the Two of Wands and Eight of Pentacles. In short, the path working, the path for work, the world that one would have created for 8 years. Ooh. Oh my goodness. One of the things that I also noticed that comes into place with the spiritual portion, whether it be the spiritual contracts or whatever, what have you, it'll be like 8 years worth of something that would come into place in space over the course of 2 weeks. That you gotta figure out exactly where it's coming from. Okay, so if you can figure that out, that works. The other portion of this is gonna be about there being the spirit of the world that's created for work versus the plan, right? Then there's this other portion, right, where it comes, oh no, this is King of Cups reverse, independence. Some of this is going to be about some manipulations it is that will come into place with one's independence. The other portion of this is going to be in regards to the emotional abuse of one's independence. Last but not least, this is, yeah, because this is all karmic shit in what I'm talking about now. But in the mediumship aspect, how a spirit is independent. A spirit is independent. In short, you can't own a. I'm not gonna go there. You can't own a spirit. Okay, y'all. Y'all do too much. No, cause what this is giving Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio is giving and because I know how much of a brat Virgos can be, honorary Virgo, cause the Virgo and Libra, y'all got that bratty attitude when you not getting it when you want it, right? That's not good if you're an adult. I think I need to go ahead and say that. So it's that part. The other portion of it, it's giving what they were talking about with the whole Elon Musk situations and how like they had a lot of people who had already passed away and they were giving them the they were still giving them the social security so that they could wire it through to someone else, when the reality is all of that money, because the way social security was set up, right, was so that you would have something later on. Well, they started borrowing against social security, so pay attention to what that means to with them for you. Your social security, your social circle, how secure it is, how big, small. You get what I'm saying? Paying attention to those different things. Okay. But the manipulations that'll come into place with one being independent, the other portion of it that, like I said, it'll be about one not doing love in one's independence. Okay, so if you're watching this for a love reading or you collecting this info for a love reading, let me say this. You want to be with somebody who in a third part, you want to be a third party, so you want to be the side person. That's kind of what they be giving me. That's what this is giving me. That you want to be the third person. And the reality is if this is for a love reading, it's only supposed to be two people. Unless, oh no, this is about that whole polyamorous and polygamy and polygyny. Y'all go look up the, yeah, some people don't even have the fucking financial requirements to be polygamous, polygynous. There are requirements even on the spiritual level and in the spiritual contract for you to be able to even do that. If you haven't met those requirements, seats of several, okay? A seat of several is required, okay? Yeah, that's for men and women because there is a such thing as what they call is it called polyandry? I think it's polyandry, right? Either way it go, if you don't meet the financial requirements or your cash out purse, so to speak, ain't up to par, then you might want to work on it. And then there being justice, balance, there being justice, balance, and Libra aspect. Okay, so the inside, outside, all around portion for this on the inside, it'll be what will be going on with the spirit. On the outside, it'll be about the truth of the balance, and the all around will be what is written. Okay, I've also, so pay attention to the Eighth Amendment as well towards Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio, because I assigned this to the Republicans. The reason why I assigned it to the Republicans, there we go. Reason why it was assigned to the Republicans for me is because under the Republic of America, we had a couple presidents that were of different ethnicities, and it was a little bit better. But because Jackson, right, Andrew Jackson, them, and and George Washington, them, they was feeling some type of way because they weren't getting their way, and that was when they were in their Virgo warmongering essence. Okay, yes, everything has a vibration. So, just paying attention to that, okay? Um, but yeah, so there being justice or balance, oh, and how it is you would see something as a balance. One of the things that's really coming to me is the fact of a prime number constituting as balance because it's that one number out that is leading it, but also an even number being balanced because you can put one on each side. So, however that works for you. However it works for you, completion of the cycle. So, within this whole completion of the cycle, like I said, or this world card, cycle being closed, completion of the cycle. One of them is Stephen. One of the names that definitely comes up a lot is Stephen, Heather, um, Stefan, all those different ones. Okay. And then there being this aspect of one not being able to go on another day and disappointment. Okay. All right. So let's get this last part together. Let's get these wisdoms, and then I can let you guys go. Okay. Okay. Disruption. The wisdom that comes into place with disruption. Hawk Prince, and there being spirit communication and paying attention. You got the cat, independent, healthy boundaries, woman, fertility, feminine power, sexuality, friendships, sun dancers, joyful activity, celebration of life. You know what this is telling? The disruption that'll come into place Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, Scorpio is if for a moment you choose joy. And it'll be in regards when you're dealing with hungry ghosts, the bard, hold on, hungry ghosts, obsession, scarcity, consciousness, attachment, music, poetry, myth, history, the enchantment of storytelling, generosity, receiving, withholding, the frog, emotional damage, cleaning house and releasing emotional baggage, the phoenix, resurrection, surrender to change, and the fire prince, optimism and aggression. Within there being the lady of the lake, absolute truth, courage, self-respect, and responsibility. Positive expectations, clarity, and physical health, grounding, and foundation. Virgo essence, Taurus, you gonna get you get a boost, right, from the Virgo Pisces axis. So pay attention to the different situations it is that come into place within your stability and practicality, but also how it is that you would view what will go on in a day. Okay? In a day, on a day. And what happens with hungry ghosts within them, their ghosts, right? Their ghosts, they're not there. It's just like a memory, haunting memories. Okay? So hopefully it helps you guys out just a little bit, gave you a tad bit of an inclination as to a few different things it is that will be going on. If you like to schedule your own personal touch of clarity, you are more than welcome to do so at LLC at gmail.com. Okay? Because see, remember, like work, it ain't like work. It is not like work. It's not like work. And that's why you have to stay light while you work.